Welcome. We're going to be doing some live hacking demos on Internet of Thingies, showing you how vulnerable these devices are. Before we go there, who are we? Well, the clue's kind of in the name. We're pen test partners. We're a team of pen testers. We spend a lot of time looking at mobile applications, web applications, firewalls, all the way through to crazy stuff like hardware reverse engineering and source code reviews.
So for you guys that are here at the beginning of the demo, we did the Wi-Fi attack on the kettle. We used a tool called AeroDump, which allows us to grab the WPA handshake. So what you do is you send a DAuth to a client that's connected to an encrypted access point. It then reconnects and you grab the handshake. Dave has already done that on his home router, and that's what we want to concentrate on, is the home default PSK. So Sky and Virgin have got the minimum length of 8 characters, and they're just using uppercase, Virgin's using lowercase. BT's slightly better with 10 characters, but it depends on which home hub you've got. So that's what we're going to concentrate on using this bit of kit. This is just a standard PC with 3 graphics cards. It plays GTA 5 and 4K quite well, nicely, but we might do that later on. But what we want to use it for is to dramatically reduce the amount of time that it actually takes us to brute force the PS key, the actual hash of the pre-shared key, because the 3D graphics cards have got massive computational power with big old numbers, and it takes much less time to generate each hash on the 3D graphics cards than it does on just a normal CPU. So that's what we're going to do. It gets quite hot as well, so Ken's lunch is nearly, well, we can do omelettes later on. We could start a sideline, couldn't we? Yeah.
GPU cooked omelettes, awesome.
Right, okay, so the tool we're going to use for this, you probably can't see it. I'm just going to run it and highlight it so you can see it in a second. I'm just going to prove a point. It probably won't crack in the time that we're going to run. Have I gone off?
No, you're all right.
Each GPU runs at about 150 kilohashes a second. So what that means in total on this one, in 4 GPUs, we're doing about 600 kilohashes a second. Which
so over 500,000 password crack attempts in a second on that rig.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy. Yeah. So if you see on the left-hand side, that picture is from a Russian guy that used to run a Bitcoin mining company using the GPUs. But you can't really make too much money with GPUs anymore because the Chinese guys have, you need to use these ASIC things. So anyway, you can go online, contact him and rent these things from him. So there's about 30 GPUs here. Our kit there, if I just refresh it and highlight it for you, it reckons 4 days on this bit of kit. So you think, well, 30 GPUs, 4 days, you do the math. It's less than a day.
It's crazy, isn't it? So how many of your friends and family have changed their default Wi-Fi keys from the router they got from the ISP? Probably still the same as is written on the side, right? I mean, we know about it, don't we? We change them, but our friends and family don't know the significance. Look at a Sky or a Virgin router, and you're going to crack that PSK in about 4 days. That's crazy, isn't it? Sit outside your house, DAuth, capture the handshake, and crack it offline later. Nuts. So, I don't know, you've maybe stolen that Wi-Fi key from the kettle, or you've cracked it by sitting outside their house. What are you going to do with the key now?
Okay, so we're going to obviously connect to the internal network and see what's what. We're going to pretty much assume, because they got the default PSK, they haven't changed the default router password. So what we're going to do is we're going to log in and change the DNS servers. Now this is key because this is going to be completely invisible to the user. They won't see this actually happening. So when they request ebay.com or whatever, we then resolve that to an IP address we can control, and we've served up a fake web application with a username and password that's harvesting all those credentials. Now, one thing you do need to think about, if you guys work from home and use like SSL, VPN clients, that type of stuff, now, do your clients correctly reject self-signed certificates? Because if we were in the man-in-the-middle position like we are here, the client should actually go, right, this isn't a valid certificate, I'm not even going to connect to it. We've seen some clients that just pop up and go, yes, no, cancel, and obviously all your users are going to go, yes, I want to connect, because they don't understand what the certificate is and things like that. So that's something to be aware of. We've also seen it being in use on some of the malware at the moment, not through the PSK issue, but they've actually targeted some of the common issues within the routers. The 2 TP-Link ones we've got there at the moment, there's a CSRF vulnerability, and that just allows you to just log into the admin interface, and they can change the DNS servers that way. So it's it's definitely crazy. It's happening at the moment, so you need to be aware of it.
So all I have to do, you're at home, you're working from home, I hack your router and I change the DNS. So I've got all your corporate secrets going from that work laptop over your Wi-Fi network. Bonkers, utterly bonkers. Now, maybe you want to catch those hackers at it. So maybe you put up a CCTV camera outside your house so you can see them going past and de-authing you. Now, we went out and we went to our favorite supermarket and we bought a cheap Wi-Fi camera. It's actually hooked up over here. Ian, what can you do with an IP CCTV camera?
So we went to Aldi and bought all the things because they're good value, but they're rubbish security. I mean, you were lucky to get a web application login with this thing. It's so rubbish. Right, so what we did, they're all embedded Linux, these devices, and we found a way to gain root access on it through the web application. And what that basically means is we can copy all of our files and all of our hacking tools onto it, we can recompile, and then we've got persistence in your internal network. It gets worse. With the TP-Link ones, they've got this cloud feature, which basically sends a UPnP packet to your home router, and your home router will go, okay, I'll open up a massive hole through my router on the external internet so people can get through to the CCTV camera. And they do this without even telling the user, which is just bonkers.
So you put up a security camera, it punches a hole through your firewall and turns into a backdoor on your network.
How ironic.
That is properly ironic, isn't it? Anyway, what have we learned today? Well, first of all, don't buy your IT hardware from Aldi. It's not secure enough. What do we do, though? We're clearly pen testers. We spend a lot of time testing web apps, infrastructures, occasionally kettles, reverse engineering hardware and source code. Great fun. Clearly, we enjoy our job too much, but we also have the best giveaway at Infosec. Ian, tell me more about that Wi-Fi camera.
Amazing web application login. Right, so I'm just going to check they've changed the default credentials. Of course they will, because everyone does, don't they? Admin, no password, and what can we see? Just one lonely pair.
The best giveaway at Infosec, PTP socks. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the demo. If you've got any questions, like to know a little bit more about what we did there with the Internet of Things, come and have a chat. Come on, this is a giveaway you might actually use.